Today on In the Know, we are joined by Daryl Carlson and Dr. Francesca Armour, and they're here to talk about Release the Silence, an upcoming community event focused on supporting Black and African American caregivers facing Alzheimer's and dementia. Both, welcome. Thank you for coming in and talking to me. So, let's talk about this event. Tell me about Release the Silence.
So it's going to take place May 17th, Saturday, at the Life Together Center at the corner of Sheridan and War Memorial Drive. And it's something the Alzheimer's Association has put together for the last 3 years in Chicago and also Central Illinois, first time in Peoria. And I'm just happy to work with a committee of people from the community putting this together. And we're just going to allow them a space to talk about this disease.
Yeah, the first time in Peoria, you said.
Yeah.
So, wow, what prompted it to move to the River City?
So it just want to get it in different locations in Central Illinois. It was Springfield the last 2 years, so it's time to come here.
Absolutely. And why is it important to have this type of event to make sure that African American people are educated about this?
What we know is that for mental health challenges of all kinds, our attitude toward them and toward the individuals who experience the conditions and the individuals who have to give care is very different than when an individual has a physical condition.
Yes.
So what we know is, and what we want to provide is an opportunity for the community, and I have to emphasize community, to come out so that individuals can grow, can understand and know that, number one, your family is not alone with such a diagnosis. Number two, as a caregiver, there are resources available. And number three, when you're interacting in the healthcare system, there are certain steps and helps that we can share.
Nice. And I love that you mentioned resources, because this is an event. This is step one of getting those resources. So what exactly will people walk away with after this event?
So we'll have 4 sessions covering knowing what the warning signs are, how to have an effective doctor's visit, what things should you do after a diagnosis, and then we'll have 15 plus vendors from the community there as well, so they can learn about just resources that's available to them, both professionally and the nonprofit world as well.
Well, is there once they get all of those resources, and let's say they want to reach back out to you for additional information, how can they do that?
So we have a free 24/7 helpline, and anyone can call anytime, day or night. 3 a.m. Christmas morning, someone's stressed out, they can call and get some information, talking to a live person. And that's also how they register. So it's 1-800-272-3900.
About how common is it for people to have Alzheimer's or dementia and to not even know?
Yeah, so the African American community is twice as likely to develop dementia. And for people who have been diagnosed, maybe half might notice something going on for themselves, but then more than half don't have any idea, because that can also affect that part of the brain where you self-regulate. So it's important for people to look out for each other.
And what we know is that it can have such a progressive impact that as family members and as loved ones, we find explanations for the behavior rather than seeking professional and medical help. So what we want to do with this conference is to share that there are certain things that you need to look for. There are certain explanations that it is not a process of aging. And so there are resources, as we said before, that you can reach out to, and that we're together in this experience. And we have to emphasize, we need to, as African Americans, come forward and listen and learn, as opposed to resting on myths, resting on hearsay. This is an excellent opportunity to come, share, and participate.
Yeah, this is a step outside of that Google search that most of us often do when we see symptoms and we're concerned. I just did that last night for my allergy. So it is great to have these events so people can come out and not be embarrassed about these things, because people experience them. Like you said, it's happening across the country, so much so that you all felt the need to bring it to the River City to provide these resources. So it sounds like it is going to be a great event. One more time, I know you gave us the date early on, but for people who missed it, let's get the details.
May 17th, Saturday, at the Life Together Center at the corner of War Memorial and Sheridan, and they can call to register 1-800-272-3900. There's going to be great food, so please register.
There's the seller right there. It's going to be great food, great resources, and an overall great event. Thank you both for coming in and sharing, and hopefully Central Illinois packs the house for this event and they walk away learning something.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you, guys. Now, if you or someone you know would like to join us on In the Know, just head to 25newsnow.com. You want to follow the Features tab to In the Know, and you can submit the form there.